Okay, so okay, when you type which and the name of the package here, it will tell you if that command is installed or not. So if you get a message like this, that means it's not installed. And if you get a message like this, that and then it give you the location, that means that command is installed. Okay, so before that,
Ask you a question.
yeah, sure.
When I did which space gzip, it gave me user slash bin user gzip. But then when you were talking about you type which space nc, it gave me same as this. So that means I have installed, right?
No, gzip is installed, nc is not installed.
Okay. Okay. So do I have to anything? But because I got the when I typed which gzip, I got that slash user slash bin slash
Yep.
gzip. So I'm fine. Okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. Thank
So
you.
when you have something like this and it's not giving you error, that means that specific package is installed
Oh,
on it.
there. Okay. Okay. Got it.
Okay, very, very good question. Okay, and so let's do this here. Okay, so let's talk about gzip from the start. What gzip does is it compresses the files. Okay, so let's see how that would work. So it's a simple command, gzip and name of the file. Okay, and I want to hit enter. So if I do ls-l, ls-l h, h stands for human readable. Okay, and then I'm gonna do starts with x. So the file is not gonna make the copy of it. It's gonna automatically rename that file here .gz. Okay, that message file is still gone. Message file is actually this file here. Okay, unlike in Windows, it makes a separate copy, right? But here it doesn't. So look at this here. From 117 kilobytes, it cut it down to only 7 kilobytes. And you see how powerful this is? It can zip. If you have a file which is like a very huge file, like 100 megabytes, and it will cut it down to 7 megabytes. So you could see the difference here. And the extension will be .gz. Okay, so how are we going to unzip this? I'll show you. Okay, so this part is called extension. Okay, let's see here. For Word document in Windows, you have some files here, right? If you have a Word document, it will be .doc. You guys are aware of that, correct? Uh, let's
Yes.
let's see here. So if you are in Windows, it used to, okay, it says .jpeg, .gif, GNP, all this, right? But when you actually look at this here, the file, uh, right here, it says .jpg. That means you could tell just by looking at the extension what kind of file is that. Okay, similarly, you would have same thing for, uh, there used to be a way that they used to show you, okay, large, detail, medium. Well, anyway, you guys got the idea, right? This part
Yes.
after a period and then anything, it tells you .gz. So if I'm a Linux guy, if I'm looking at it .gz, that means it's a zip file here. Okay. All right. So how do I unzip it? Simple. The unzip command is called gunzip. Gunzip. Okay, unzips the file and uncompresses it. And renames it back to original file name. So the command is simple command gunzip messages, and I hit enter. If I do ls-lh messages, and then this is the sizes back to its original size. Okay, it's pretty simple. Now you must be thinking, okay, we did the files here, right? How are we going to do the folders? Okay, so for folders, there is a command called tar. T-A-R. Okay, so let's see if we have a folder here. Yeah, we have this folder name, CD folder. Okay, nothing is in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the messages file into folder 1. So let's do, if I do ls-lh folder 1, and the size is 17 kilobytes, right? Okay. So, okay, I'm sorry, for the folder size you have to see, you have to type D in there, and it will tell you the size of the folder. I thought it will size. Okay, anyway, so we have a file inside this folder here, which is 17 kilobytes here, right? So let's zip the folder here. So it's going to use the command tar.
I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So when I did CD, I mean not C, yeah, CD folder 1 slash, I got actually no, when I got ls-lh folder 1 slash, I got total 0, and here I see you got 120k. So should I use another folder just for
No,
the
no,
example, or?
I copied the messages file in this folder here. Did you copy it?
Oh, no, I think I was behind.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, catch up. I'll wait for you.
Okay, where are we?
Did you copy the messages file to begin with?
No, no. Oh, the MV command?
Yeah. No,
So,
CP command.
CP. No.
Okay, so go ahead and do this here. CP.
Okay, hold on. CP.
Run this command here. Okay, run this command.
CP slash. Oh.
And then after that, move that file into the folder 1.
Okay. All right. Oh, maybe that got wrong. Oh, just give me 1 minute. Let's just put it in. CP. Messages. Okay, and then what do I do?
And then move the command. Use move command.
MV, right?
Yeah, MV and name of the file and move it to the folder.
Oh, MV messages. Okay, so now it's okay.
Now the file is in there, right? So let's run the tar command here. So this is how the tar commands work. Tar. Okay, then for this you have to type CVF folder 1, and then you have to type this time you have to give the name of the folder you wanted it to be. Okay, then you type folder X dot tar and hit enter. Cannot open is a directory. Oh, okay. So I think I have to give this the name first. Folder x.tar. Okay. So what happened here is it took this folder and then zipped that folder into the folder name tar. Okay, and then let's see if we have that folder here. So we still have the original folder, and at the same time we have this new folder here. Okay, so then what the reason you have this is you could have multiple files in there, and then you could zip this as a one single file, and then you could move it around quickly, or you could send an email using this. Okay, so now how you gonna unzip this if you receive this from somebody else? How you gonna unzip this? All you have to do is a tar command, tar -x vf, and then the folder name. Okay, if you do ls-l. So okay, let me remove this folder here. Let me actually rename this folder here. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna unzip this folder here and see how this is gonna work. What it will do is it will unpack this and bring the original folder back here. There you go. So with the folders, zip folders, it will keep the original folder in place, and then It's just taking out the folder and keeping a copy here. Don't worry about this one. Consider this one doesn't exist there, okay? Let me know if you're confused. Let me know. Folder. I'm gonna show it one more time here. So you got this folder here, right? And you don't have any other folder with that name here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna run the tar command and take out the content of this folder. Okay, so command is tar -xvf folder and hit enter. So what happened? It took this file out, the folder and its content here. So if you do lsf and add, the folder is there because this folder is coming out of from the zip folder. And if you go into folder 1, you should see the file there, ls. You could have multiple files in here, okay? Usually you would have hundreds of files in there. But this is the same exact simple command you would be using with any folder or files. So let me clear this. Okay, and so what it does here is creates a new file, a new zip file with .tar extension. Okay, and then when you unzip it, it will keep that file still there. Okay, let's see here. Okay, now let me explain you something here. So what happens here is, this is a folder here, right? When this becomes a .tar, you would consider this as a single file. Okay, you would consider this as a single file here. So when you refer, what you're not going to refer this as a folder, you're going to refer this as a file here, because this is a single file. You could move around easily. Okay, that's the that's how you do this here. But this doesn't compresses the file. So you could see here that the size is still 120, because the messages files is in there. So how are you going to compress the file here? You have to run the gzip command. Gzip, and you do this here, and if you do lsf and lh, now the file is compressed here. So you notice here the size of the file here is, okay, this is the original size name of the file here, then .gzip here. So we are using the gzip command. Okay, so this is really important here.
So I'm a little confused. So if
Yeah.
tar commands zips it, why do we need to zip again? Like we use the tar command to zip the folder one, and it should have compressed, isn't it?
Yeah, here's the thing here. The zip file, is, in this scenario here, the zip file could do only the single file here. So up here, we did a single file here, .messages, right? So what the zip file gzip is doing is actually zipping it and compressing it. So you can't gzip the folder here. So for the folder, you have to make it a single file .tar, and after that, then you have to do the gzip. Okay.
Okay, so the tar is actually just clubbing the file, not zipping
Exactly.
it.
Exactly. Very good. You got it, man.
Okay, because in the definition you've written use this command to zip the folder, so I think it should be to just club the folder.
Okay. Yeah, let's see. What do you want? Club?
I mean, yes, I was confused because of this definition.
Yeah. So when that happens, you type man tar, and says many file together into a single file. Let's just use this as a official language. Okay. So what it's doing is it's just putting together many files as a single file, and usually you do it to a folder here. All right. Tar saves many files together into a uh, single file and restore individual file from the archive. Saves a folder saves folder into a single file. Okay, you could do many files here, but don't, what I've been doing is, and my colleagues, they always do it to the folder here. Move everything into a folder, make it a tar file, then make it a gzip file. Okay, follow
Okay,
that
sir. And
process.
so I have another question now. So let's say, I mean, everything that we wanted to zip is already in the folder. Let's say folder one. So is it necessary to do a tar now, and or can we do directly a zip file of folder one?
No, don't do gzip here. Do tar, and after the tar, you just compress it to gzip.
Okay, so the best practice is that we always, even if it's one folder, we create a tar and then we do a zip.
Yeah. Yep. Very good. That's a best practice here. So what happens is usually uh, there are a couple reasons here why we're doing is you could do multiple folders here. But what happens is if you're zipping an application, it has the executable files, right? So what system security does is it reads inside the file and sees that there are security files in there. So you should do tar, then you compress it. That way, what tar does it will make the system can see it when it's a tar ball, and if it's a secure executable files in there, then it will ignore that as long as it's a .tar. Then gzip is you're zipping it, like you're compressing it. Okay. Stop me. Stop me if you still have questions.
It's fine. It makes sense now.
Okay, good. Saves folder into a single file, and yeah, no, don't do this here. Okay, so this does not compress the file here. Okay, so for compressing the file, use gzip. Okay, so so now if it's gzip, what do you have to do? You have to gunzip it, and then you have to run the tar command. Okay. All right. You should be able to do that, right? I don't have to put this here again. Gzip and gunzip. And to might as well do it here. Okay, so it removes the extension here, and then the size is back. Okay.
So I have a question.
Sure.
Okay, so when I did the unzip command, g unzip space folder, I'm getting a message as no such file or directory.
No,
Do
gunzip. You using gunzip or gzip?
gunzip. I'm using gunzip. Gunzip, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then folder. Yeah. Let me see if maybe I have spelled it wrong. No. Yeah. It's not. It's gunzip.
Okay. Did you gzip it first? I'm sorry. What you have to do is you have to gzip.
I did gzip the folder 1, folder X, the way you were telling. That's how I did. No, I did.
No,
Let me see.
so where are you now? Are you on tar already, or are you still on gzip?
No, I did all that up to the last step, and when you cleared the screen and when you did the gunzip folder, that's when I'm getting
Okay,
this
then
message.
you still have to give the full name here. Okay, let me see your screen.
Okay. Okay. You need the password.
Yeah.
JB
JB
V
V
649.
649.
Yeah.
Okay. Do ls-lh.
I can't. The mouse is okay. ls-lh, right?
Yeah. So now just simple run gunzip. No. Don't hit it. Okay, bring that command back.
Okay. So what do I do? Just go ls.
No, go. Yeah, okay, fine.
Do I do this?
No, clear the.
No.
Just man. Yeah, do gunzip. Then copy the last folder name. Space. Give a space there.
Yeah, and then folder X.
Yeah, folder x dot tar dot gzip. Then push tab key. It will autofill it for you. Yeah,
Oh,
there you
there.
go. Then hit enter. Okay, then do ls-lh.
Hit enter.
Yep. Okay, now the folder rx.tar is back.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Now look at the size. That one is 61 KB, now it's 370 KB. So this
Yeah.
is what we're doing here. With gzip, we are compressing it,
Okay.
reducing the size.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Okay. Thanks.
Sure.
Copy the and now the gunzip folder that you were doing here, right?
Yeah. Now you could do whatever you want, and then after that you could untar it.
Okay.
Okay, and let's see what else I need to cover. Okay, this is it. These are the basic commands here. Okay, but don't hold me on this here. These are the only commands I showed you so far. No, there are hundreds of commands out there, but these are the ones which will prepare you to run the basic commands. We're going to learn lot of commands in next 6 months. Okay, so what I'm going to do is for next 10 minutes. Give me 1 second here. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about the redirector here. Alright, so let's see here. What I'm gonna tell you is okay, so today's date is 04/19/2020, and okay. So what I'm gonna show you here is a redirector. So what we're gonna learn, there are three kinds of redirector here. Okay. Um, so yesterday or a few days we've been doing cat, and then or what we were doing ls cat file 7, right? Okay. So for few last yesterday, when we do cat file 7, what it's going to do is going to show up on the screen here. But when we did this here file 8, what happened? What is happening here when we use this greater than sign? So when we use the greater than sign, the output is going to go into the file 8, and if the file 8 doesn't exist, it will create one for us, right? So so the output, we are telling the output to go we are telling the output to go in here.
8. Okay.
Okay, but before that, let me explain it to you. So when we did cat, then a space file 7. So what it did is it read the file here. But in actuality, what is happening here is cat 0 and less than file 7 is happening. Okay, this command and this command is same exact thing. Okay, I'll tell you why. 0. So in old days, when the system was evolving, if you have to run the cat command and read the file, you have to put this command in there. 0 greater than file 1. Okay, then you would have got this here. So this 0 less than file 1, that means it's inputting this file into the concatenate command, and it will do this for you. So this is the official way of knowing this is an input. But you don't have to type 0 either, I think. You still have to type this here. 0, it starts with 0 greater than, or this is the same thing here. So I'll explain you even more here. So this is called standard input. Standard input officially. Okay, so if you do cat greater than 1, this is standard input example. Or if you do this here, it's a standard input. The system is doing for you. In old days, you really have to type this in, and then later on you don't have to type 0. It went like that. Now you don't have to type the less than sign anymore. Okay, system is actually doing it for you in the background here. This is called a standard input. It starts with 0. Okay. And the second one is called, when we are running this here, cat file 7. Okay, and then we are taking this and then creating file 8. Right, what is happening here is, actually this is what is actually happening. It used to be 1 greater than sign. 1 greater than sign. And this is called standard output. So these are the examples. So back in the day, you have to use 0 here, right? For standard input, and for the standard output you have to use 1. But it has evolved now. You don't have to put 1 in the front here anymore. You just have to put greater than sign and then redirect it. So if I hit enter here, so the content of the file 7 is in file 8 now. There you go. It's the same exact command. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is cat no file, and it's giving me the error message here. So when I'm catting the file doesn't exist. It says it's giving the error message here, no such file or directory. This is called standard error. This is called standard error. Output. Actually, if you see something on the screen, that's a output. Okay. So what you want to do is if you want to cache the errors here, but you don't want to see the errors here, you want to put it into the file, the list of errors, you have to do 2 greater than error file. So it won't show anything in here, but the file error file will be created, and you see all the errors goes in that file. Okay, I know it's very confusing here, but let me explain you this here. There are three. There are more than 3 here, but we're gonna work only on 3 of them here. So, starting with 0, 1, 2. Why 0 not 1? Because the numbers, there are only 10 numbers that start from 0 to 9. There is no number 10. We take number 1 and number 0 and make it 10, but there are only 10 numbers that starts from 0 and ends at 9, and any other number is a combination of only 10 numbers that exist. So it starts from 0, then 1, then 2. So there are three redirectors here. So what you're doing is you're just manipulating the files using this redirector signs. So let me show you some magic here. So let's see cat file 7 and no file. So I'm catting 2 files here. You could cat more than 1 file, right? Did we talk about this already? We talked file 1, file 6, and file 7 and file 6 here. So I'm catting 2 files at the same time. It's coming up in here, right? So what I could do here is if I do cat, so it's going to read this file here and it's going to try to read the file here. If the file doesn't exist, it will tell you file doesn't exist. But what I could do here is if I tell you 2 greater than and send it to error. So what will happen here is it will read this file and it will display it, and as long as it finds the error part won't be displayed on the screen here. It will capture that part and put it in the file here. See? And if you go into this file here, the file is there. The error message is copied in that file here. So, all right. So nobody's talking. That means everybody is confused here. So ask me, where do you need the explanation?
So when we did cat space error file. Okay, I made a spell mistake. So hold on a second.
Remember, the no file doesn't exist.
Yeah. Okay. File. So when I'm doing cat error file, it's giving me no such. So it's giving me that there is no file, no such file or directory exists. So it's
Which is
fine,
true.
right?
Which is true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's it. Okay. Thank you.
Now, if you don't want to see that error, you want to put it in some other file here. So that's what you do.
Got it. Thanks.
Okay, so we will be using this throughout. If you don't understand now, don't worry. I will explain you a lot more. Actually, when we start to use a lot more, then you will understand what is happening here. Okay. Okay, so
So, sir, when we cat the files to file 7 to file 8, so it's going to replace the files in file 8?
yes,
Okay.
who is we talk about this, didn't we?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got it.
It will replace it until unless you do double arrow in there,
Okay.
double greater than sign, then it will append at the end of the file.
Okay.
Uh, okay. Normally, if you get like thousands of error message, there is a um, so if you don't want to put this in, you don't want to see the errors, but if you don't want to see the put it anywhere else, what you could do is you could send this to dev/null. What is this? This is considered as a black hole. If you don't really want to see any error messages on the screen, this is where this is the command you want to do is use the redirector to send it to the black hole. This is considered as a black hole. Okay, what is dev/dev/null? It's just a black hole. It doesn't, you can't go in there, you can't read anything. It just removes anything you don't want to see. It just goes in there. That means a system needs some kind of redirection. So you don't want any error to show up here, right, on the screen. So you use to greater than, and either you could put it in a file or you could send it to this place here, this file. What it does, it will just grab that error message and makes it disappear. Okay, so don't worry about this at this moment here. We'll talk about this even more. Okay, so let's talk about a find command. So we have this file here, ls file here, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to use the find command to find the before that, let's talk about the stat file. Okay, stat. So what does this command do? This command displays the detailed information of a particular file. So let's do this here. I'm going to type stat, and then I'm going to type let's copy this file again here. We're going to get the stats of this file here. Okay. Let me just expand this a little bit. So what information you have here is so when you run the stat here, okay, it has the file name. This is the file name, and it's telling you this is the size of the file, and these are the blocks. These are the blocks a file is using. I'll explain you what the blocks are when we cover the disk management here. Okay, so for now just listen to me, but ignore it at this moment. Then I'll cover you a little later here. And then IO blocks is this file here. I'll cover that later. Device, I'll cover that later. inode is it's just a serial number for the file. Okay, what is inode? Inode is the serial number of the file, and it keeps a lot of information about the file. I'm sorry, inode is, this is the inode number, and all this is a inode information here. Okay, and it says a link, we'll cover that too, and it has access and UID and group ID. All this will make sense when we progress through the course here. Okay, so, and it has information about this. This is the date information. When was the file accessed? When was the file modified? When was the file changed? and it's also said birth, when was the file created. It's not showing here now, I don't know why. Usually you don't see that information. Access, modify, change. You should also have when was the file created though. It's not showing at this moment here, so don't worry about this. And this is the time here, 59 seconds point. These are milliseconds here. So it's going down up to the billionth of a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is going down to the billionth of a second here. Why is this important? Because it's kind of keeping the track up until like a billionth of a second. This is important when it's running supercomputers, or this is important for stocks exchange or something like that. Okay, so the time stamp is really important. So this is the inode here, inode information. So that brings us to inode. I'm going to copy and paste this information here. So what is inode? For now, it's just a theory here. So just understand what inode is, okay? So it is a table on the disk holding file information, and it keeps the owner of the file, it keeps the information related to owner of the file, group of the file, okay. So user ID, group ID. So this is the owner information, which is root, and group ID is not, it doesn't show here because there is no group. Okay, group of the file, and it tells you what kind of file is this, type of the file. What kind of file is this? Okay, we'll worry about that later. And it shows you permissions of the file. Date and time of the file, modified, and date and time of that file, modified, accessed. Okay, and it says how many links a file has, number of links. So this file has one link here. I'll explain that later also. Size of the file. So here's the size. Okay, and block information. Block information of the file. So what is this is location of the file sitting on the disk. Okay, and you do ls-i messages. Okay, here, look at this here, inode number. You run this command to get directly the inode number, or the stat command. Okay, either way works. ls-i only gives you the inode information. Inode number. It gives you only the inode number, okay? That's it. Okay, good. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to use the find command. How to use a find command to find a file using the name and file using the file using the name and file using the inode number here. So I'm gonna jump back here. So I'm gonna use the find command, find, and then I'm gonna start looking it from the root. And then what I'm looking for is -name, and I'm looking for a file name messages. Okay, so what will happen is it's gonna go through all the any files and folders within the root here. Okay, there's another chapter here that will talk about what the files and folders are in there. So I'm gonna hit enter. It's gonna go through all the files and folder, and it will give you the messages here. So it found the file which is sitting in this here, and it also find the file which is matching the name in this folder here, which is true. We have copied a file messages, and we put this into the messages folder. So it ran through the entire system and it found 2 files here. Okay. Find command. So it finds the files in the specified directory. Okay, and you can use absolute or relative path. So which path did I use when I use find /-name message? Which path did I use? Anybody?
Absolute.
Exactly. Very good. I used an absolute path in this scenario here. And then what else you could use is you could use the you could use the inode number here. So I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna do find / then to find the file with the inode number, I have to type inum and then the number. Okay, so this number, it find the same exact number which has the same exact fingerprints in this folder here. It didn't find this number here because the inode number is different for that file. See, the inode number is different because the fingerprint for this file and this file is different here. So finding if you're looking for a same exact specific file here, you use inode. But if you're using generally using the name, it will bring up lot of files which matches the name. Okay, so this is like a fingerprint number, and the messages is just a general name. Okay, if you're searching for somebody in a database, you just type somebody's last name, you're gonna get a lot of hits, right? But if you put somebody's fingerprints in it, you should get only one. This is what it is. Okay, so and you use this to enum. Okay, so we have find, we have stat, and we have inode. What else? Okay, how much time we have? We have another half hour. So let's see. Okay, here. I'm gonna just keep this as a single file. Now let's worry about the VI editor. Okay, so now if we have like a large files here, how are we gonna edit those files? Okay, so you use the VI editor. Okay, well, I'll show you what VI editor is. You will love this. And let's see here. I'm gonna add this 0 for 19, 20, 20. So I'm gonna clear this. I'm gonna ls-l. I'm gonna remove everything from here, right? Okay. And the asterisk. So everything is gone. So what I'm gonna do is, so we've been using that silly cat command to put some content inside the file here, but that's not you're gonna be using all the time here. So that is just a quick and easy way to do a small file. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do VI. Remember, nothing exists here. Either you could create a file and then do VI, or you could do VI and you could type file1, and hit enter. What it does is it takes you into the, it opens up the new file. Okay, and down on the bottom it says new file here. If it was an existing file, then it will say, tell you it's an existing file here. Okay, so let's see, vi file 1, creates the file not present. Okay, and right now it's only in read only mode. Okay, so now if I want to go into edit mode, I push the letter I on the keyboard. It says insert. When it says insert, that means it's a you could put some content in here, or you could edit or change in here. So I'm gonna say line 1, this is amazing. Line 2, this is Linux. Line 3, this is good course. Line 4, this is Red Hat Linux. Okay, so you could do this here. Now if you want to save, so you have to push I to enter, right? Okay, push letter I to enter the edit mode. Edit mode or insert mode. Okay, so once you're done editing, you have to push the escape key and a shift colon. I'll show you on the keyboard here. So when you hold down the shift and then the colon, what it does, it will bring you into the command mode here. So here you could type some commands. You could type some commands here. So if you type X, if you type lowercase x, and hit enter, what it does, it will save and exit for you. Okay, so once edit is complete, push escape key to come out of edit mode. Okay, then push shift plus colon colon to enter command mode. Okay, right now if I see a colon here, that means I'm in command mode. Now I'm putting in a command. What this command does, it will save and exit. Okay, if I do ls here, then the file 1 is there. Now if I do cat file 1, you could see the content of the file here. Okay. All right, I'm going to stop here and take some questions. Okay, so let's go back in there. vi file 1. Okay, I just came in to read something, but I don't want to save anything. So I do colon Q to quit the file if I didn't save anything. Okay, there you go.
What do we do? Colon Q, you said?
Yeah. If you just want to quit the file,
Okay. Or
the moment you bring up the colon, that means you are in a command mode. So there are so
how
many.
do I bring up the colon? It's a shift colon, right?
Yeah,
okay, I got it. And then Q.
Q to quit it.
Okay, I got it.
Okay. So these are the basic ones here. So there are a lot more commands that we could use here. So let's see here. Let me go in here. The common one we use a lot here is, I'm going to put this, I think I have a file here that I could put. Okay. So for example, if I want to copy the entire line 1, I want to copy it, right? So what I do is I push YY twice on the keyboard and it copied the file. Okay, and then I want to paste it right below line 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push P once. So it copied the line and it pasted down there here. You could paste it many times. You could paste it one more time. It will do that as long as until you quit the file. And if you do U, it undoes the file. I'm sorry, it undoes the last edit.
So what is the undo? You said VU, right?
Just U. Push U on the keyboard.
Oh, okay, U. Okay.
So you said if I want to copy, let's say line 1, so what is it? Just do YY, you said?
Yeah, type YY in quick sessions and it will copy it for you.
In what session?
I mean, just push YY right back to back.
Okay, hold on a second. So if I want to copy, let's say line 1, so I just do YY.
Yes.
Okay, then?
Then you go up and down.
Okay.
And wherever you want to copy, just push letter P on the keyboard.
It's not letting me. Okay, let me do it again. YY. Yeah, it's not letting me. Why?
Down on the bottom, what does it say? I mean, when you do YY, you're not going to see anything.
I know it. I'm not seeing anything, but what? in the bottom it says, because I named this file file10, I didn't remove all the files. I just created a new one.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, yeah, I know.
You should be in escape mode. Push
Uh,
escape. Push escape.
okay. Okay, hold on. Okay.
But when
Do
you
I do
type,
like
when you,
the you mean the shift colon?
no, not shift colon, just escape.
I did. I'll do
Okay.
YY.
Now do YY. Down on the bottom, you shouldn't see colon.
No, I don't have colon.
Good.
It's not doing it. I don't know if maybe I did something.
Yeah, let's see your screen.
Okay. Okay, the password is, I think, the same. 6JBV649.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and go in there.
Okay. So, what do I do?
Go up and down. Yeah, you have to click in there. Click in that. Now see. Now do YY.
Okay.
Now go down on the bottom of the line, for example. Then do P.
P.
There you go.
Did it come?
It
Okay, yeah,
pasted
it came. Okay, I see.
Then just do U to undo it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
P to do it. I got it. Thank you.
All right, good. So let's see here.
So, can I ask you another question?
Yes.
So, when I want to go back, I push shift colon and then Q to exit, or
If you want,
X. X. Okay,
yeah. If you
right?
want to save and exit, then do X.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Okay, I don't like this here. Hold, give me 1 second. Oh. You can see my screen, right? Hello? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so let's see here. I have some commands already. What we're gonna do is okay, good. So let's follow this here. So when you're in here, the very first one says colon. So when you do shift colon, on the editor side, when you do shift colon, that means it's put you into the command mode here, and these are all the commands you could use. X to save and exit, okay? Let's do X, it will save and exit, and if you do cat file1, and then the file is there. Okay. All right, so let's go back in there. vi file 1, and if you want to quit, you do :q and you quit it. Okay, so if you have not made any changes, it will detect that and it will quit it for you. Okay, now the second one in here, it says cuts the line wherever the cursor is at. So I'm on line 2. If I do double D on my keyboard, the line 2 is cut. That means it's copied into the clipboard. And then I could come down here and then I could do P to paste it. Okay, so I'm pasting line 2 here. This is cut and paste, not copy and paste. Okay, then U to undo it, and then push I to move the, not push I, the L. If you're pushing letter L on your keyboard, you're moving one letter to the right. Okay, and if you're pushing H, you're moving one letter to the left. LH, you move back and forth here. And then it says letter J moves the cursor down one line. So if you push J, it's moving down one line. Okay, and K, it moves the cursor up and down. Okay, so you have all this in one line here. H, J, K, L is going up and down and back and forth. Okay, good. And then it says O. O is opens the new line in insert mode below the cursor. So I'm on line 3. If I push O, it opens the new line. Okay, so it opens the new line, and then I could start typing in there. Okay, good. I do U to undo it, and it says YY to copy. If I do YY, now I copied line 3, and if I do paste, I paste it there. Okay, and still under YY, if you do 2YY, it copies 2 lines. So I'm on line 3, and if I do number 2YY, you're not going to see anything on the screen though, but it's doing in the memory. It copied 2 lines. It copied line 3 and 4. So if I do come down here and do P, it copied line 3 and 4. Okay. Similarly, you could do 3 lines, 4 lines, 5 lines. You got the idea. Okay. Now we made.
Uh,
Go ahead.
I have a question. But what, sir, if this whole entire file has like 1,000 or 2,000 text data in it? So how you gonna copy all that again? 1,000 times? Why?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that means there is no shortcut for it. For that one, like,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. But let me show you here. How many lines we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I do 10YY. So it says down on the bottom it yanked 7 lines because those are no more than 7 lines. If
Oh,
I come
okay.
down here and P it, it's copying it for me. And you got the idea, right?
Yes, I got it. Yeah.
Now it says if you want to quit without saving, you have to do Shift : Q and exclamation. Quit without saving. I'm on this line here. Quit without saving, Q exclamation. So it quit without saving. So if I go back in here, all the edit I made, it's gonna be ignored. Okay, and then it says search the pattern. Okay, so it's telling me to search the pattern here. Okay. So if I want to search something within the file, it got like thousands of lines in here, right? And if I want to search the pattern, for example, what do I search in here? I'm going to search 1 here, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the command mode again and then just type here 1 and I hit enter. Searches the pattern, not an editor command 1. Okay, I think I have to type a slash. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna change this here. So I type /1 and I hit enter. It found it jumps the cursor to next search criteria. Okay, so it jumped to 1. And then I want to browse through all the searches here. I push letter N on the keyboard. So wherever my search criteria is matching, it's jumping there. Okay? If you have like hundreds and 10 lines, 10 criteria which is matching, you could browse through all those here. Okay? And then here
Yeah.
are some of the complex. Okay, go ahead.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Okay, so I did that /1, and it's like on your screen, it's going on to letter O because it's searching 1, right?
Yeah.
But on my screen, it's going to that line, but it's saying it is highlighting on letter L. So
Okay, now push letter N on the keyboard. Next. That means next.
okay, I see. Got it.
So you could go jump through the next if when you push letter N here. So I put it in here, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and then here's the example here, replaces the occurrences. So if you want to replace this 1 with something else, you have to go back in here. You have to do %s. %s means search. And what are you looking for? You're looking for 1. And then what do you want to do? You want to change 1 with 10. Okay, and it will search and replace the first instance IBM with Apple here. So it will search very first instance for 1 and replace it with 10. Okay, so let's see here. You see it here, whenever you find 1 and 10, it replaced here. So 1 is gone and you replace that with 10. Okay, and then you could do it like if the file is very big, you could do it for the entire file here. Okay, and then it says you want to save the file without quitting. If you want to save it and stay in the file, :W, and it saves the file. And then here it says load the specified file into the editor. So let's see here, if you quit, and then let's see cat file 2. This is example. Not a big deal. Okay, so let me go into vi file 1, and then I want to import a file without going outside. So I type :E file 2, right? Yeah. So it opened up a file 2 in there. I don't see any specific. So let's see if I want to go back in here. Okay, so it puts me back here. I don't use that command a lot here. And load the file content of a file again allows you to run the shell command within the VI. Okay, so these are some of the other complex commands here. I'm just not going to go through all this here. If you have time, go through once here. But the one on top here, these are the ones you're gonna use a lot here up until here. Okay. Don't worry about it too much. As the course progress, you're gonna learn more about this. Okay. Oops. Okay, good. Okay, this the VI editor. Um, so let me put the content in here. I had it earlier. Uh, okay, use this here when you're starting to play around. Use this. Okay, so when you're practicing it, just copy and paste this and then work with these commands, okay? That should help you. Maybe you may not need to. It will create a confusion here, so let me just put it this way like this. Okay, good. So for putty, what you should be able to do is you should just copy these files here, and then you could just right click in here, and all these files should copy it in here. I'm gonna do undo. Go into insert mode and then control, just right click, and then it will paste it in for you, and then you could save and exit.
Mac.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, go ahead and try it. I really don't know how it works. It
Okay.
should work the same though.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, so we learned a lot today. I'm gonna stop now, and please practice as much as you can. You got a full week, and as I told you, don't practice too much. Just try to spend like 2 hours. Split that up. Don't do 2 hours back to back. Just do 1 hour and a half hour, whatever. That way you will observe better. Okay. All right. So once this is done, I will publish the files and recording.
Sir, just wanted to ask you something like,
Yeah.
as you said,